Hello, shipmates. This is kinda... as much I want to say Happy Valentine's. But if you have read the title of the video, this is somewhat a rework. Making a character review about Bismarck class. But I decided I already done Bismarck class review way back with the not just with Bismarck but also with Turbets, and I don't recall did I add the Bismarck's way in the list in that video. But nonetheless, I'm gonna focus on Bismarck herself this time. And if you know the Bismarck launching day, 14 February 1939 if I recall, or 1938. I will edit this video just a bit to add a little bit fixing over here. But if you are a Bismarck fan, you probably already know the Bismarck history at this point. But if you are new, well, the Bismarck story is something like tempered with faith. She was laid down. I'm not trusting my memory at this point, but I'm gonna say something like 1935, and then she was launched in 1938, if I recall, or 1939, in Valentine's Day. And then a couple of years she has been not refitted, but let's just say she's going to be completed during the time at the start of the war. And while she has been launched in 1939, I'm gonna say 1939 as her launching year. I do apologize if I remember it incorrectly. According to the historians, opinions of historians, and let me correct one point, Europe didn't exist during World War II. She was, let's just say, biggest battleship in her time. 35,000 tons, 380mm guns, heavily armored. Was it, if I recall, her combat performance was allocated, was it 50% or 60% to the armor? And yes, I have done my research, and it has been quite a while I actually revisited Bismarck history again. But I'm gonna skip the to the point where she faces the hood. On Denmark Strait, 1941. Was it in May? She was sailing with the Prince Eugen, and during that mission, Rheinbong, apologize if I mispronounced the name, and during that engagement with the HMS Hood and Prince of Wales, was it 2 minutes engagement? One of the Bismarck's salvos and the main battery shells somehow managed to hit Hood in very critical area that then demise the ship. Spell demise, how should I pronounce that? Spell the demise of the ship. And Prince of Wales, she also got heavily hit by Bismarck 15-inch guns, and then Prince Eugen's 10-inch guns, was it? 10-inch guns? No, 10-inch guns. I hate inches. 203mm guns. She escaped, of course, but Bismarck as well got some unlucky hits. One of them hit somewhere in a fuel storage or oil storage, was it? And one of the pictures somewhere in the internet shows that her bow was very interestingly very low, because all the water getting inside of the ship. And was it 2 weeks or 1 week after the demise of Hood? British did catch up to Bismarck by using swordfish launched by Ark Royal, and managed to cripple her to the point she couldn't turn. Her rudder was stuck, and if I recall somewhere, someone said one of her 2 rudders got destroyed by the torpedo head, and the other one was stuck in 90 degrees to the left, and Bismarck was circling around, which then spelled demise of the ship. And was it February? Or was it just May? Okay, I'm gonna forget the names, not the months, because English is not my forte. She was caught up. And was it in 1 hour engagement with the Royal Navy? She was resilient. A resilient design. There are some drawbacks in her design, because I'm gonna be honest, I did some good amount of research and I was listening everybody's opinions about the Bismarck class and its design. She was built by a nation who lost its ability to build a proper ships. But despite that, Bismarck did inflict some serious damage. Not just to the Royal Navy, but also that fame also carries to the Tirpitz. And how Bismarck sunk? Well, there are conflicting reports. Some says that she was scuttled by her crew to avoid ship getting taken by the British, or some also says that the torpedoes and the hits from the Royal Navy ships also causes the ship to sink. But either way, I believe that both sides are the fault that Bismarck actually sunk. In 1941, but in Azur Lane Bismarck, there is more to it. And if you want, I can make a video about Bismarck's history in Azur Lane. And of course, I did history about Crash Zeppelin. But that experience taught me the flaws I have there. And I have been considering to rework that Crash Zeppelin section, but I'm gonna let you tell me your opinions about, do you want me to make a video about Bismarck in Azur Lane and her actions in Azur Lane? Of course, there are other YouTube channels who might do the same thing. But I'm asking your opinions about this because I am heavily interested making video about Bismarck and his actions in Azur Lane. Because it's really fascinating, actually, really fascinating one. Now, as for her design in Azur Lane, it's very simple. There is not much going over there, but I say that the details in the character itself is very beautiful. And she is 6 years old. She was released somewhere 2020s or 2021. I don't recall correctly, but in Church of Iron and Blood event. And I say, thanks to Bismarck, I am here, playing the game and also enjoying the game. Bismarck was the only one who stole my heart, and I have been playing the Azur Lane ever since. With passion, because the story and the characters were really good. She also has some skins. She gained some really good amount of skins over the years. Beacon of the Iron Blood, Iron Black Elysium, that's a maid outfit. She has then Unpacked Surprise, a Christmas outfit, and Oathing. And every skin goes towards more. You are seeing her grow. Her personality is growing. But there is also a side that she must hold the role as a flagship of the Iron Blood and being a leader of the Iron Blood fleet. So she is taking that role seriously, and I mean seriously. But thanks to you, as a commander of the Azur Lane, she can rely on you. And I find that part very beautiful. But as for her stats, if you oath her at maximum level, she gets almost 9,500. You can actually increase that level, just add in some auxiliaries to increase her HP, but that is close enough to 10,000 HP, which is really fascinating for an old battleship. Her firepower is also impressive to 452, but there are other battleships that can actually, unfortunately, outperform Bismarck. But I want to also point out she is released in 2020s. So she is an old flagship, but a really good one nonetheless. Her AA 224, Iron Blood standard, not impressive in a long run. Now as for luck, 32. Perhaps in balance reasons, it's so low. Her armor type is heavy. She can actually survive quite long. Her speed is 30, not impressive. Well, she was a fast battleship going 30.5 or 31 knots. So she was designed to go fast in the Atlantic Ocean. And her reload, 163, is really good. She fires really fast. Her evasion, well, battleship standard, 36. And if you add some 20s over there by gears and alchemy module. Her accuracy is also really respectable. 80s, 80 points. As for her gear efficiency, well, there have been opinions about her main gun efficiency, but I will say that it's not bad. 130%. As for a secondary gun, well, her sister ship actually has more, 200%, while Bismarck gets 180%, which is unfortunate. But I think there is a good reason for it, also as a balance reasons. As for anti-air, 90%, yet again. She was released, well, according to history, she was launched, and Kriegsmarine didn't really focus on the anti-air weaponry, which then led to the demise of the Bismarck's fate. So 90%. Not good, to be honest. But it can still shoot down some planes with the other Ironblood ship's help. She doesn't have Augment module yet, but if she does one, I'm gonna bet it's either a rigging shaped or her hat shaped Augment module, which then increases either her secondary gun efficiencies or her main gun efficiencies, but that's just me gambling. Now, as for her skills, Farheit. Last time I translated it myself, it means truth. This ship's first volley will always critically hit, while equipping cruiser light cruiser gun in the auxiliary weapon slot sets the range of the light cruiser gun to 90 and decreases the damage taken by... What am I reading? Excuse me. Decreases their damage by 35%. Now, if you know in World of Warships Azur, World of Warships Bismarck, come on, man. She is well known to be a secondary battleship in a World of Warships. Now, I don't know why Farheit actually decreases the efficiency of Bismarck secondary guns by 35%, but if you have destroyer gun, 120mm guns, that actually has less range, but its damage is not affected. Now, as for her second one is unwavering strength. When this ship fires a salvo while sorted as the flagship, 70% chance to fire special barrage also increases the damage of all your Ironblood carriers by 20%. So this is an instant buff to the aircraft carriers in the Ironblood, which is really good. I say, personally, that every carrier in Ironblood actually loves this buff, 20% increased damage. And now her support skill, Will of the Ironblood. Increase the main gun, torpedo and airstrike crit rate of all your Ironblood ships by 20%. Increase their reload by 12%. And increases the torpedo's damage by 40%. And this is delicious, because torpedoes is a hard-hitting battleship alongside with Bismarck, thanks to this skill. Now, right now, I have twin 380mm SKC 34 main gun in full upgrade 13 plus. Really nice reload, almost 16 seconds. As for her secondary gun, I know I am suffering something with this, but thanks to her long range secondary gun, the prototype, I don't know why this is prototype. Twin 150mm SKC 28 main gun. Of course, I could change that something like the twin 128mm gun if I want to increase the AA just 15 points, but I also lose some amount of the firepower. Or if I want to go with the interesting ways, let me find the where's the iron plots, light cruiser guns. Where there are some better ones over here, I confess, like this one, but for some reason the damage is reduced from 6 to 4, but its reload time is not bad. Or I could give her twin 150 SKC 1038 secondary gun. Now I want to point out, if my memory serves, Bismarck also did have guns like this. These both types. Now I don't know why this one is prototyped, but either way, perhaps balance reasons. There are some differences by the performances, but it's up to you. How do you want to build Bismarck with the secondary gun? Now as for her anti-air gun, I gave her twin 40mm Volvo Stag. Now, I could give her, if I really want to go full Iron Blood, twin 105 SKC 33s, or prototype quadruple 30mm AA gun. It has some really nice range with the Stag. Or something like interesting ones, if I can now quickly find it. Time fused ones. They have more damage, less fire rate, but their performance is so mysterious that I don't know yet how to make them work properly. As for her auxiliaries, she has high standard fire control radar, makes her main first volley decrease the loading time of the first main gun volley by 15%. It's really good. Now if I can find it very quickly, if I have it right here somewhere, or did I have it? Let me find it quick. Certificate of sponsorship. When equipped by U556, well, I can go straight with the Bismarck. When equipped by Bismarck, decreases the effect of out of ammo damage debuff has on the main fleet. Now, this is something if you are facing maps that requires more than just 5 ship fleets to be sunk. This is something what you really want to have. But if you have something like in 556, the U556 can actually benefit this more. Well, actually, if you have both of them, like I have, I say Bismarck and 556 can also really benefit with these combinations. Now, this out of the way, I'm gonna leave my rest opinions in a review point. See you there. Alright, shipmates. Voice over Lucky Mies. Now, Bismarck truly is... Well, that was weirdly pronounced. Bismarck is truly born to lead the Iron Blood. God damn, that was hard to say. Let me try again. Bismarck is born and made to lead the Iron Blood. That's how I said. Born to lead. Now, of course, there is part of my memory that also mentions something like, yes, he was given a role to lead the Iron Blood. But there was also side in the Bismarck that she had to throw away to actually accept this role she was born with. And fate also made her to take the role as a leader of the fleet. But nevertheless, despite his position as a leader of the Iron Blood, in the story of the Azur, there is a side that she actually cares a lot about her comrades and her sister, Tirpitz herself. And she is willing to do anything to secure the future of the Iron Blood and her sister, even if it means to sacrificing herself. And Sergio of Iron and Blood actually shows that the future of the Iron Blood is chained by fate as long as she doesn't take the action. And we actually see what happens when she uses the black cube that Sirens gave her. But I think I'm gonna save the storytelling for the future video. Now, the skins, the Valentines, the events, even side events and small events, and the big story events, major events. When Bismarck has opportunity to show up, that is also a part of her growing up. Not just by a personality, but also with the commander and building a better future. And okay, there's so much I want to say about Bismarck, because the more I think about her right now, there is like, I would go on and on and on how much she has accomplished and how well written she is in the major event lore. And I have been reading this main story since 2019, the chess Divergent chessboard event. She appeared there first time just as a fraction memory in just a pawn, Tirpitz pawn. It is fascinating how far she has come and how well written she is. And perhaps that's the reason why I love this character so much. As for the Augment module, if she ever gets one in the future, I'm willing to bet it's going to look like either a Riggin or the her cap. And which skill it's going to affect? It's either the let me read the skill, which could be affected by the future Bismarck Augment module. It's either the Wahrheit. I don't know about the Unwavering Strength, because it already sounds very decent. Will of the Iron Blood is also really good this far. So I'm willing to bet that the Bismarck's future Augment module is going to affect her Wahrheit. Something like while equipping a light cruiser gun in auxiliary weapon slot, says the range of the CL count to 90s, and perhaps removing that decreases their damage by 35%, because I believe that also affects the Bismarck full potential, and of course increasing the efficiency of her secondary gun. So I'm really looking forward if that ever comes to fruition. Now, if any spy in Manju actually sees this video, I will be very surprised if they're actually having some sort of idea about this little theory I have, the Bismarck Future Auto Module. Of course, in this video background you may have noticed the performance of the Bismarck. Yes, the entire Iron Blood fleet I have Bismarck in. The good old Zeppelin and Turbines together with the Bismarck. These two benefits really well. And Zeppelin's skill reducing damage to all Iron Blood ships 15%. Iron Blood wings decreases the damage of all Iron Blood ships in your fleet take by 15%. So I say Bismarck really benefits from that. As for Turbines, well, she's gonna benefit mostly by the Bismarck support. And it's good to see these two sailing together, don't you think? Now as for the Vanguard, there is the Aegir Jet 12? What was it, 12? Ah, come on! And then Regensburg. Now, the AA in map 15, as you can see, it's not. Well, it's probably by my AA guns now really hitting me back. Although this map is safe. But Iron Blood is really well known for these proper lack anti-air efficiency. All you can do is pray that you actually find some really good combination. You actually make really efficient AA Vanguard by Iron Blood ships only. But if you ever have Bismarck and you make some type of Iron Blood fleet, well, she has infinite combination ideas I can think of. Well, of course, now we have Bismarck Sway as an option, but if you don't have Bismarck Sway, I say the original Bismarck we have available in-game. And of course you can actually get Bismarck from the available in metal shop and the available from requisition for Medal of Honor. So if you have like 80 Medal of Honors lying around and you don't have Bismarck, I say these are really well spent to a really good flagship. She could be a good flagship against Moff Fleet and Boss Fleet. But that then again is affected by what type of flagship you are fighting against. That also shows that you either must have the HE firing main gun or AP one. I think I'm gonna end this right over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on another one. And of course, take care of yourself and see you next time.